What made you kind of relent to him? Did he get violent or anything, or what happened with that? What made you just decide to do it?
No, he didn't get violent. He kept asking me to kiss him. I kept saying no. I freaked out because I have a family. I have everything. I love my job. But I cared about him during those months. Like, I cared about him. Like, I saw him as like a little brother.
He's also a 13-year-old boy who still acts like a 13-year-old boy at times, and he's not emotionally mature enough to deal with a healthy relationship, and he obviously took advantage of you.
This is Payton Shires, a 24-year-old social worker, a licensed counselor trusted to help vulnerable children, and someone who violated that trust. We can't tell you the victim's name. His identity is protected by law, but we can tell you what happened. Payton was assigned to counsel a 13-year-old boy through the National Youth Advocate Program. Instead of maintaining professional boundaries, she engaged in conduct that led to criminal charges.
How did he lie to you?
He lied to me because he took videos of me. He told me he would delete them if I just did some with him.
When the boy's mother discovered concerning messages and reported her to police,
I trusted her. I trusted her to help. And she did. It's already hard enough to seek the help that we feel like we're lacking as parents. And I want to give a voice to this situation. If you think something isn't right, then it isn't. And don't feel like you're doing too much or going too far or being overbearing.
investigators arranged a controlled call. During that call, Payton made admissions that would lead to her arrest. She posted bond, and then things escalated. Days after her release, Payton showed up at the victim's family home with a weapon, telling that they ruined her life. Police were called. She was arrested again, this time for witness intimidation and inducing panic. Watch as Payton sits in this interrogation and claims, with complete seriousness, that she was controlled and manipulated by a 13-year-old. See her repeatedly position herself as the victim while detectives present the evidence against her, and witness her attempts to avoid accountability by blaming the client she was supposed to protect. At the end of this video, you'll see the outcome of her case and hear from those affected. This is her interrogation. Let's see what happens.
Hold down so you can see us a little bit better. No, you'll keep it there? Okay. I'm Josh. I was in here briefly last time, and then this is Detective Specht. She's working on me or with me on this. So I'm going to start out real quick because we've kind of done this before, and I know things have kind of really spiraled out of control, I feel. And I want to try to slow things down a little bit. I'm going to start out just by letting you know that we know you're not a bad person, okay? And there are multiple sides to everything that happens. We are just trying to put the puzzle together, or everything together. We're just getting puzzle pieces. We're putting things together, trying to understand exactly what happened, why things happened the way that they did. And we don't have every piece yet, but that's what we're trying to get so we can fully understand your perspective, your point of view, as well as everything else that we know happened. So that's what we want to do. We just want to talk to you. We're just trying to be fair to you, so you get an opportunity to tell us your side of things is what happened, so we can understand. Now, like we did last time, before we start talking, to hear what you have to say, I do have to read you your rights. I don't have all the paperwork with me that I did last time, so I'm going to start from the beginning again. Payton, it's S-H-I-R-E-S, Shires, right? Hey, Payton, do you need a drink or something?
You want some water or something?
Peyton, try to take a deep breath, okay? Relax. Huh? Yeah. We're gonna try to get you some water or something, all right?
Hey, Sarge.
I don't want to help me.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to help me.
Peyton, we're trying.
Would you arrest anyone else that has been raped by someone?
That's
Would you?
Peyton.
Would
We don't understand your story. We don't understand what has happened to you, and that's what we're here for, is to understand, to have you tell us, okay, so that we can help, so you can help us understand what's happened. I don't know what happened in your history. I don't know your past. Okay?
But you arrest me.
And that's what we're here.
Because I wanted to die, and now I'm here.
We don't want you to die, Peyton. I don't want you to get hurt.
You just want me to be in jail.
No, I don't necessarily want that for you either. All I want to do is understand why what happened, okay?
Here, Peyton, sit up. You want some water?
No.
Are you sure? If your stomach's hurting, it might help you. Sit up. Just here.
Everyone wants me to just relive everything that
Here, move your hair. Just here, drink it. You want some of it? If your stomach's hurting, it might help. We know everybody's side of the story except yours. That's what we're trying to figure out.
They told me I was gonna go to a hospital to get help, and now you guys are just charging me with something else. You don't care about me. Nobody does.
Peyton, that's not true.
Nobody knows what happened. You just want to assume everything and make me look like someone I'm not. I would never, ever touch a kid.
Okay, well so we're not even talking about that right now,
Yes,
okay?
you are.
What I am concerned about is what happened today. That's what we're going to talk about. What I would like to do is start by talking about that. All right, but we can talk about your past. We can talk about your history. I don't know anything about you. Okay? And I want to give you the opportunity to tell us so that we can understand where you're coming from, what you've been through. All right? I do believe that that most of what you were doing, you were. Thank you.
You want more?
No.
I don't believe that you were trying to hurt anybody, okay?
What happens to people that hurt me? Nothing. Nothing ever happens to them.
Well, we can talk about that, but I want you to be able. I want you to try to calm down a little bit. I know that that's hard. I know that
A lot's happened at night.
But I don't want you to we're not uncaring people.
Everyone was just lying. I should have just killed myself.
No.
I should have just pulled the trigger.
No, we don't want that.
Yes, you guys are all lying to me. Telling me that you wanted me to get help. You don't want me to get help. You just want to lock me in a cage. And make me want to kill myself more. And let me just sit there all day 24/7 and think about what happened to me. That's all that it did for me. It made me relive everything in my head, everything I bottled up, everything that I just pretended didn't happen. And you locked me up and made me just relive it all. The police are not here to protect anybody.
Didn't you go to the facility you went to not help you at all?
So I just lay in the bed all the time and think about what happened.
They didn't do anything else for you? They didn't talk to you about everything?
They did. It helped when I was there a little bit. I didn't want to die as much.
And then when did you get out?
On Tuesday.
And then as soon as you left, you started feeling bad again?
I felt bad a couple days before I left, but I didn't know what I was going to do about it.
Why didn't you tell them?
Because I just wanted
Because you wanted to leave?
be free. I just thought if I could leave and see my baby, then maybe my thoughts would just go away. Maybe I could just move past this, but nobody, I can't. Everybody just wants to fucking talk about it and talk about what happened to me. And I don't want to keep talking about it. But I have to now for the rest of my life because you guys want to lock someone up that got hurt.
Payton, we don't want to lock you
Yes,
up because
you
you got
do.
hurt. Payton, it sounds like that you've been through a lot of shit in your life, and you have a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of things that happened to you. And we're willing to talk to you about some of those things so that we can try to understand where you're coming from. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I don't know what you experienced. I don't know the bad things that happened to you. But we do have an opportunity to talk about that, and you can explain some of these things, and then we can help us understand
I'm putting
what's
back
going
in
on.
his cell.
But what I want to do before we get too much into that, I do have to read this form, okay? We have to go through that real quick.
Why am I not going to a hospital? Why am I not getting the help that I need?
Well, we want you to get the help that you need, and that's going to be something that we're going to talk to the prosecutor about.
They already did that. They're not going to ever let me out. I will kill myself in there. If I have to be in there, I will. I can't go back in there and just relive everything that he did to me.
Can we read this form to you real quick?
So
And if you want to talk about anything, then you can have that opportunity.
we do want to hear what he did to you. I want to hear about that. I don't know that. No one's told me.
You're still gonna lock me up even if he did rape me. It doesn't matter my side of the story because
It
the
does
law
matter.
Well, it doesn't because the law says no matter what a kid does to you, the adult just gets charged for it anyways. It doesn't
The
matter.
law doesn't say that.
Yes,
Payton, they're going to take everything into consideration.
it's gonna take days and weeks, and I can't last that long. I can't.
Okay. Payton, are you going to be able to listen to me while I read this real quick, okay? I want to talk about this stuff. I want to understand you. I want to understand what you've been through. I want to understand what you're going through. But I have to read this to you before we get too much further into it, all right? All right, so you do speak English okay, right? I remember that from last time. You said yes. And you have your college degree, is that right? Okay. Did you wear glasses or contacts, did you say?
No.
No, okay. And have you had any alcohol in the last 12 to 24 hours at all?
No.
How about any drugs, either prescription medication? What did you, just prescription medication or street drugs?
prescription.
Okay. Anything that's going to affect your understanding of what's going on today?
No.
Okay. Just you took your prescription medicine as prescribed?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, so listen up, Payton. If you have any questions about this, please stop me so I can explain it to you, okay? It's important to me that you understand this. Before I ask you any question, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before I ask you questions. You also have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you're unable to pay for a lawyer will be appointed for you prior to any questioning. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have any questions about that?
No.
Okay, so let's start out, Payton. Well, we can start out wherever you want to start out. We can start out by talking about what happened to you in your past, when you were in high school, when you were or we can go into today. What happened today? How long have you been outside of the you went to, where was it? Was it in Springfield that you went to, or was it Cambridge?
Yeah.
In Cambridge, and it was called the Hickory Treatment Facility.
Yeah.
When did you get out of there?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. All right. And did you go to live with? Did you go to your mom and dad's place?
My grandma.
Your grandma? Where's she live?
In Laurelville.
Laurelville. That's like way down south, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that where you were up until today, or have you been kind of going around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
Has your family been supportive about everything? Yeah. What about Nick?
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Have you got to see Parker?
Yeah.
That's good.
Does that make you feel better?
Kind of.
You know.
So what led up to today, where things started getting out of control? Where did you get that gun from?
I bought it.
Where did you buy it from?
Arm something. I don't know. Online.
Online, okay. When did you buy it?
Today.
Today? You bought it online today and you got it today?
I met someone.
Oh, I see.
He was a private seller
Oh, okay.
Where'd you meet him at?
in New Albany at a gun range.
Do you know about what time that was?
I met him at 1 o'clock.
Okay. The car you're driving, the Kia, whose car is that?
It's my son's dad's car.
Okay. All right, so what made you want to buy that gun today?
To kill myself.
Where were you going to kill yourself at?
I don't know. I don't know.
How did you find this guy that was selling it? Was it like Facebook Marketplace or something, or?
No, it was a gun site, a website
Oh, I see.
for private sellers.
So after you got the gun, did you go back to your grandma's, or did you just stay in the
I got
area?
my car.
Where was that?
It was at my in-laws.
Okay.
How did you get up to? How did you get up to?
I Ubered everywhere.
Oh, okay. So you were there. You got the gun, and then you went to your in-laws' place. You got your car.
Yes.
And then what happened?
And I parked it in downtown.
Okay.
The library in the garage. I wrote my suicide notes.
Are they in your car right now?
They're on my phone. I wrote them at my in-laws' house and then I finished it in the garage.
So it's the downtown public library that you were at?
Yeah.
What time was that you parked there?
I don't remember, like, probably 4, I don't know.
But then what'd you do? You got out and started walking?
Yeah. I got an Uber.
Oh, you got an Uber? Where'd that drop you off at?
It dropped me off over near the house at the YMCA in the parking lot, and then I left. And I walked to I wanted to talk to her. I wanted her to know my side of the story before I ended my life.
So you called her?
Yeah.
So what, did you knock and she wasn't home, or what?
Yeah.
And then what?
then she said she was coming. And then I saw the police. And so I just decided I was gonna end it there. I was afraid to go there, though. I knew if I didn't bring something with me, that I might not be able to kill myself before I ended up in jail.
What did you and her talk about when you called her? Did you say anything to her about hurting yourself or anyone else?
No.
So she didn't know that was the plan?
No.
Okay.
Not until the end of the call.
What happened at the end of the call?
I told her that I was gonna kill myself.
Did you say you're going to hurt anybody else?
No. I never wanted to hurt anybody else. Never would.
So your intention tonight when you went over there was to tell her your side of the story?
Yes. I wanted to ask her why she did this to me. Why didn't she give me a chance to tell her what really happened? And then I wanted to, but I didn't want to do it over the phone because I didn't want her to get scared.
So you think she's been lying to her the whole time about what happened?
I know he's been lying. He lied to everyone. He lied to me.
How did he lie to you?
He lied to me because he took videos of me. He told me he would delete them if I just did stuff with him.
What videos did he take of you?
He took a video of me, and I didn't know until his friends started harassing me and telling me that if I didn't do things with them, that they would tell somebody.
What was the video that he took? Like the first video that he took?
The first video he took, I don't know what was on it exactly. I just know that his friends told me that they could see my face a little bit. And he took a video of me doing something. What?
Did he like send it to his friends or do you think he just showed them?
No, he showed them. Right after it happened. After I dropped him off with his friends. And then they called me later that night. After I dropped him off at home.
So how many friends were calling you?
I don't know how many he had with him. There was probably like 4.
Oh, so they were all together, like calling you like on speakerphone or something?
Yes.
What were they saying?
They were like, I know what you did. I know what you did. And I freaked out. I told them, they kept telling me, like, well, you could just do this with me too.
Payton claims the boy recorded her without consent and then used that recording to manipulate her into further encounters. She describes his friends calling her, making demands, threatening to expose her. But here's the critical question. At any point during these alleged threats, did Payton report this to police? Did she tell her supervisors? Did she seek help? No. Instead, she continued to meet with him privately, alone, off the record, outside of any professional setting.
Was this after the first time that you guys did something?
The same day.
Okay, but was this the first time that you guys had done anything together?
Yes.
So how did he get you to do that the first time?
He kept asking me. I took him into the trampoline place. And he said that he wanted the phone charger, so I was going to give him the phone charger, and he came back outside.
So that's when you just took him to the party with his friends at Polaris?
Yes.
And what was he just asking and asking and asking?
Yes.
What made you kind of relent to him? Did he get violent or anything, or what happened with that? What made you just decide to do it?
No, he didn't get violent. He kept asking me to kiss him. I kept saying no. I freaked out because I have a family.
think that was all part of the manipulation then?
He put his hands around my neck.
When?
When he kept asking to kiss me, he put his hand around my throat.
Like strangling you? Like tightly?
He just did it. I don't know if it wasn't really tight. It was just there.
What did he say when he did that?
It was up against the seat. He didn't say anything. He kept staring at me before he put his hands around me. He kept staring at me. Just staring. I felt like I was just doing something wrong.
And then what happened that he took the video of?
When he put his hands around my throat, he started kissing me. My head was up against the seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled away. But I couldn't pull away. He wasn't violent towards me.
Just kind of forceful?
I just shut down. After that. I didn't say anything. He just told me to pull over to this spot.
Where was the spot? By the trampoline park?
Yeah.
And so then what happened? Did he take off his pants, or what did he? I mean, I just don't.
He said, "Get in the back seat."
Okay. And at that point, you felt like he was kind of had control over you because you said you shut down?
He's always had control of me. Just not sexually.
Yeah. And so he said, "Get in the back seat." And then what?
I did. But I was trying to just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept pulling.
And you guys weren't saying anything to each other?
I just kept saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He said, "Come on, just do that. Just do that." And he kept putting his body against my body.
So was he sitting on top of you at that point, or
No.
where was he positioned in the car?
He was standing up outside, and I was going in the car. And I did get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I tried to get back in because he put his.
With his pants on?
Yeah.
And so you were faced away from him at that point? Okay.
And then I kept trying to crawl in the car. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "No." I said I didn't want to do that.
And then what did he do?
He got frustrated. He got in the car and he shut the door next to me. He was sitting next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just started staring at me. And he told me to just do that.
Do what?
He told me.
And then how long were you down there? What'd you say?
I just did it. And he reached up to grab something, and I didn't know what he was doing at first, and
Do you want me to move your hair?
yeah. I didn't know what he was doing at first.
And that's when he was doing what? You later found out that that's when he...
I tried to lift my head up.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to stop. I thought he was just looking at his phone for notifications or something to see if his friends texted, because they kept texting him, telling him to come back.
So you didn't find out what he was doing until later that day, after you dropped him off, you said?
No, I tried.
What did he say anything?
But I was calm. I wasn't upset at the time. Like, I was just listening. I wasn't crying or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
So that's not like usual 13-year-old behavior, right? Do you feel like he acts like...
He's not a normal 13-year-old.
What?
He's not.
What do you mean, like, by that? Like, what other ways is he not like a 13-year-old?
He left school every day to go steal from the stores. Every single day. Got in fights in the bathrooms every single day.
His mom,
And they were on my phone, and I deleted them. They were on my work phone. He kept using my work phone to, like, get on social media and stuff.
Throughout this interrogation, Payton repeatedly describes the boy's behavioral problems. His fighting, stealing, suspensions. She's building a narrative. This wasn't a vulnerable child. This was a streetwise troublemaker who knew what he was doing. But every single thing she's describing is exactly why he was assigned a counselor in the first place. Troubled behavior doesn't make a child less of a victim. It makes them more vulnerable. And it made Payton's betrayal even worse.
When he wouldn't have his phone, he would get it taken away all the time for getting suspended.
Like, when you were together, he would use your phone?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just find those pictures on there?
He screenshotted them from one of his friends or something on Instagram.
So you dropped him off at home after that happened?
I didn't even tell you everything that happened.
Okay. So keep going. Where we were. Alright.
I don't really remember every single thing. I mean, I do, but I heard him put his phone away. I heard him put it in my kid's car seat. So I didn't know he was recording anything. And then he kept, like, looking at me. He said, like, he was good. And...
Meaning what?
Well, first he said, he didn't really say it. He did say it, but he didn't say it. And he kept asking for me to have sex with him. But I told him no.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept asking why. I just kept saying no, and then he said, or he just said why. I said, do you know why? I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to hurry up and just end.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice. I didn't want him to get mad at me. I didn't want him to think that I didn't care about him. I don't know why I always do that. I don't know why I just let people do this to me.
What did you think would happen if he got mad at you?
I just thought I would be another person that just walked out of his life.
Yeah.
Because he just said, everyone just leaves anyways. Everybody just abandons me. So I don't give a fuck. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to trust me. But I didn't want anything sexual to happen. I didn't see him like that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't feel any attraction towards him at all?
Not sexually, no. I just, like, loved him. Like, I just wanted to help him, like, in that way. And then after that happened, I was just confused. He got out of the car, and then I got back in the front seat, and I didn't say anything.
Did you guys end up having sex that night too?
No. He was just mad though. He wouldn't say anything either, and I was just like, what's wrong? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? And I said, it's because I want to have sex with you. And he shook his head yes.
So did he just get back into the front seat and you guys left, or did he go back into the party or whatever?
I took him back over there.
And did you wait for him to leave, or did you take him home afterwards?
I took him home after.
And so like the whole ride home, was he was just being quiet and stuff, or what?
It was quiet, but I was freaking out.
Yeah. And he never said anything else about it when you guys were
He
driving?
wouldn't talk about it. If I tried to talk about it, he said we don't need to talk about it unless we're doing something. I kept trying to talk about it. And then after that, I was just confused. I just didn't see him like I did see him before anymore.
Yeah.
But I still cared about him. I don't know why. That just doesn't go away. When you care about somebody, you try to help them. I just saw him as even more troubled.
Yeah.
Did you feel angry with him after that? Or was it just you had more like compassion for him, and like you felt sorry for him? Empathetic maybe for what he was going through?
I was still feeling empathetic. My therapist said it's like fawning or something. That's what it's called. Where you just people please constantly, even if they do you wrong. It's a trauma response. And so it's just confusing to understand. And I'm still trying to understand it. I'm still trying to understand why I didn't fight him off, why I just came in and I just let it happen.
Well, when you first started seeing, when you guys first met for the first few times, did he open up to you right away, or did it take a while?
It took a while.
So you had to work to try to get to know him.
Yeah.
To try to get him, and I'm sure that when he finally started to open up a little bit, from the very beginning, he's not talking to you, and then you're brand new right out of college, you're talking to him, and then finally you start feeling like you're making a breakthrough.
I thought he was starting to trust me.
He was starting to trust you.
I thought I was taking him places to have positive experiences. Like, I took him to the Ohio State Fair. I took him to a trampoline park. Like, I was just trying to give him something to look forward to. I wanted him to trust me. I wanted him to see me as something that was positive and not just negative. Like, he just has to talk about his problems and, like, this person's just going to tell him what to do, tell his mom everything he does. Mm-hmm. Because I did try to tell her something he did, and then he got mad at me. And he just told me he didn't trust me anymore. I tried to tell his mom that he wanted to steal a car. And that I was gonna tell her more of what he actually said, but I just got scared. I was just trying to, like, make it light, like, oh, it's not a big deal, but this is, like, what he's thinking about. And this was in, like, this is in August, right when school started.
Do you think pretty strict mother? Do you think that the control that she has over him affects the way he behaves?
Yes.
The restrictions that she puts, and then he acts out more because of those restrictions.
Yes, that's what I've been taught.
Yeah.
When you have a very, very strict parent, you defy the behaviors. You defy them. Like, if a kid is constantly having restrictions all the time, he's not allowed to do anything. She was telling me he's not allowed to go to his friend's house. He's not allowed to do anything. So then that made me feel bad for him. And I was trying to work with her. I was trying to just say, let's compromise. Let's try to, like, let him see his friends a little bit. Give him a little bit of freedom so that way he doesn't feel as restricted.
And then, like, when she said he can't go to that birthday party up at the trampoline park, you kind of felt like she was being too strict.
He didn't even, like, tell me that she didn't let him.
Oh, so you thought that she knew you guys were going there?
No, I knew after I picked him up that he wasn't actually allowed to go. But before I picked him up, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But he just said, oh, like...
So that was his way of trying to kind of control...
I wanted to know who was going to be there. And I knew the kids that were going to be there, and I knew it was safe.
Kids from school?
The school that I worked at, I knew that they were going to... This the ones that, like, harassed me. But originally, like, I didn't think that anything was wrong. She said that she trusted... And so I trusted him.
Mm-hmm.
She said that was the only friend that he was allowed to hang out with. And so...
One of the ones that was texting or on that phone call?
He was the main one harassing me.
How old is he?
I don't even know.
So you'd met him before?
It's the same grade.
Yeah.
So he's around 13, 14, I don't know. He's a pretty big kid.
And then so how did you find out that he had videotaped you? Tell us more about like what happened after you dropped him off and everything, how you knew.
After I dropped him off. Where?
Or like, cause you said that you found out that later that night.
His mom?
No, you said later that night you had found out like that same day that he had taken the video and everything.
I went to my friend's house. And we had plans to have a girls' night that night. And I was like, gonna take him to the park, and I was gonna have my girls' night after I was done. Letting him see his friends and stuff. He was only gonna be there for like an hour. And then after I dropped him off, me and my friend went downtown, like to campus area. We were just gonna have a girls' night. And I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna move forward and just pretend nothing happened. And then I started getting phone calls around the second bar that we went to. I think I was at. We were about to walk into Little Bar. And I started getting phone calls when I was across the street from a Little Bar, and that's when they started telling me things. And started saying things over the phone. He was very calm, like, oh, well, told me what happened. He told everyone what happened, and I was like,
Was it on the phone call too, or was it just talking at that
no.
point?
He just kept saying, well, he knew what happened. And then I tried to deny it.
Mm-hmm.
At first I didn't deny it. Because I knew he did tell them, obviously.
Yeah.
And I knew that his friends were asking before anything happened, before anything sexual happened. That's what his friends said.
When they were texting you or calling you, is this like over just regular chats?
It was like a phone call. It was a phone call.
Phone call, okay.
And this wasn't from number, it was from...
No.
Do you think it was like his actual phone, or was he using a Google number or something, or do you think that's like his actual phone number?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Phone number.
Okay. So that was the only number he ever contacted you on?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the only night I ever talked to him over the phone. And I don't remember if it was on my work phone or if it was on my regular phone. Like, I think I left my work phone in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been my personal phone that they were calling me on.
So then you obviously knew they were calling you because he gave them your number, right?
I don't know how they got my personal number. I don't remember.
Okay.
I know how they got... Wait. I know how they got my personal number. FaceTime me in a group chat with the day before, something 2 days before, and he just had asked me if I would take him to this trampoline park. And I told him yes, so that's how I got my phone number. Okay. It was a FaceTime call to me. They're both of them.
And so you said at first you were denying it, and then they just kept picking at you, and then what happened?
He said, well, there's a video, and then he started repeating me what I said in the video. He started saying, like, oh, are you gonna come? Are you gonna finish? And then I said, no. And I said, you know why? He just started repeating what I said. And he told me that, like, my face was in it, so he knew it was me. And then he's like, there's only one way that this can end. And I just said, what? How is it? How? What do you mean? And he just said, well, you can do it to me too. He just kept saying that. I don't remember the specific words. I was just like, no, like, I would never do that. I'm not like that. I didn't want to do that.
Then what did he say?
He's like, well, I can just tell Mr. M. I can just go tell Mr. M on Monday at school.
That's their teacher, I'm assuming?
It's like the principal.
And then what'd you say at that point?
I just kept saying no, like, I'm not doing that. Why would you guys even do that to me? I just kept saying no.
So that must have been pretty...
I left my friend. I talked to them and they called me back. We hung up the phone. I went into the bar with my friend and then they called me again. So I walked outside of the bar and I sat down by some truck and they just kept saying stuff and then about the same thing. They kept saying the same thing, like, well, you know that there's only one way this ends. It was just being weird. Like, he wasn't, like, being mean about it. Like, he wasn't being aggressive towards me. He just kept saying it over and over.
And how did the phone call end?
I started freaking out.
Oh, sure.
I started crying. I started saying I wanted to die. Like, I couldn't do this. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I just kept saying, like, I just want to die. I just want to die. Like, I'll kill myself. I have a child. You can't do this to me. I don't want to do anything with you guys.
Because they're basically saying they're going to ruin your life, right? Yeah. So what'd they say to that?
And they just kept saying, chill, 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 chill. Like, we won't tell. Just don't kill yourself. And they just kept saying, you did this to yourself. It's your fault. And then after like 30 minutes, I don't even know, it was like a really long phone call of them just saying the same stuff over and over again. And then this guy, that he was a bouncer there, he knew me already. That's why I went to that bar specifically, because I wanted to see him. And because he used to let me in the bars all the time a long time ago, and like he knew Nick and stuff, my fiance, and so I was like, I know where he works, I'm just gonna go say hi to him and stuff. So he started coming over to me and he's like, what's going on? Like, why are you so upset? Why are you crying? And I just kept saying work stuff, just work stuff. Like, it's just like just too much, just stressing me out. These kids are stressing me out. And he said, don't worry about them. Just stop worrying about them. Like, it's fine, just have fun. And he just brought me a drink, like alcohol. He just told me to drink it. It'll be fine. Like, just stop stressing about that. Just have fun with your friend. Like, And my friend, she came outside. I had like 4 people come up to me during this conversation and ask me if I was okay. And then I just put my phone away. And actually, no, I did message me during this phone call. And I told them that. And he said, I can't remember what the first message he said was. It's something like, what are you doing? Or something like that. And then I said, or he said, where are you at? I don't remember exactly what he said. But I said, I'm talking to your friends. They told me everything you said. And he said, are you serious? And I don't remember the whole conversation after that. I just told them what they had told me. I told them that I knew there was a video. I asked him to delete the video. I said, can you please just delete it? He said he didn't have his phone. His mom had taken his phone. And I don't remember how the conversation ended. Like, I don't remember what was said. I was already like 4 shots in at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't look back at it. I deleted everything. I just didn't want to see it anymore.
How was he messaging you if he didn't have a phone? Was he on like someone else's phone or something?
He was on Instagram.
Oh.
That was the only way he ever communicated with me, because he never had his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only way he could reach me.
So that was like the main punishment. Mom would take the phone every time he would do something.
Yeah.
Which was a lot, I guess.
He was always fighting. And I don't know how the school didn't know he was leaving all the time. He was always leaving the school. With his friends, they would just walk out of the building.
The school just didn't care?
No, what? I would go into school. The first time I ever went into the school, they didn't even have a schedule for him. They didn't even like know where he was.
Is it one of those charter schools?
Yes. They didn't even know what classroom he was. And when they finally did find him, they gave me a schedule for him. Day 3. His 3rd day of school, and he still didn't have a school schedule. He didn't even know what classes he was supposed to be in. And that was frustrating for me. So I started telling his mom that was going on. And I was trying to like figure out a way that I could work with the school, because every time I went there, he was never where he was supposed to be. He was never in the room. It would take me like 20 minutes just to find him. He would just be roaming the hallways. He was never in his classrooms. And then he started telling me that he doesn't even go to those like classes, or he rarely does. That he would just leave the school. He told me that he would just go to the stores and steal stuff around like the area with his friends.
So would you guys have like sessions in the school at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not very often, because he was never there. Like, I probably went to his school, like, I don't know how many times I went. I saw him a lot. I saw him like 3 times a week at least.
Did you have to, like, if you went to the school, did you, like, sign in, or could you just, like, anybody could just walk in?
No, they knew who I was, so they just opened the door for me.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I never signed in.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole thing with the trampoline park and how that all started, this was it like a Friday?
I think it was Saturday. Yeah.
Like September 16th or something. Does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
But it was on a Saturday. Like sometime in September, right?
It was in September. Everything that happened was in September. Everything that happened between me and him was within a week and a half of me, like, going to Harding Hospital.
Okay. So this happened on the 16th. He's back home. You're getting these. You go out with your friend at the bar, and you're getting all these calls all of a sudden from his friends, and they're making these threats like, "Hey, if you don't do this to us, we're going to tell them." And then obviously you're terrified because, you're afraid of what's going to happen to you, and then you end up getting through the night. So this is Saturday, and then you talked to a little bit that night. And so later on, you guys, so then the next week you have to start seeing him again, Or,
yeah, I saw him. So me and his mom had a conversation the next morning on Sunday because she was really frustrated with me because I took him there.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt really bad. I didn't want her to, like, see me that way because that wasn't my intentions. Like, I wasn't trying to, like, go against her and stuff. But I was also, like, just trying to be a support person for him.
Just someone he could count on.
I tried so. I dropped everything. Every time he called me, every time he wanted me, I dropped everything for him.
And he would call you at like 3 in the morning, right?
He did, yeah.
So you went from very beginning, he's not talking
Well,
to
he
you.
texted me. He didn't call me. I called him, but
Okay.
he texted me and he just started saying stuff like he was so stupid. And just, this was before anything happened, like before anything happened between me and him ever. He just kept saying he was stupid.
So I'm sure that made you feel like, I mean, like, so you're someone he's turning to. He's feeling down about himself and about what's going on, so he's turning to you to help him out. So, I mean, I guess that would make you feel good that you built that level of trust up with him. You know, it starts from the beginning. I mean, you're, where he's not talking to you at all, and then all of a sudden, you know, he starts opening up to you, and you feel like you're probably helping him, right? You're somebody that he can rely on, that he can talk to. And then he takes advantage of you at the trampoline park. And then all his friends get a hold of you, and then they start, and then they're making these threats.
I feel like he just wanted, like, to just brag.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, you talk to her, and she tells you that she's upset about you taking him there. Did you guys?
She was upset that night, and I tried to talk to her that night. I tried to explain myself, but she wouldn't let me.
Were you guys able to ever smooth it out after that? Or?
I thought we did. I thought talking to her the next morning, but by this point, like, I couldn't stop crying every time I talked to her because I wanted to tell her what happened, but I couldn't. So every time she talked about him, I just started crying. But then I would just tell her, like, I just want to help him. Like, I care about him. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm just trying to help, but clearly I didn't know how. I didn't know how to help him.
And then at some point, she gets a hold of Naya, and she says, like, well, or how did that play out? I mean, like, because at some point.
Not that day. This happened Sunday, this conversation with her, and then on Monday I had another conversation with her. All of our conversations were always like an hour long, at least.
Okay.
And she would tell me things like about her childhood and stuff, and I would just listen.
So she's kind of using you as like a sounding board too, then?
And she was telling me a lot about her childhood, and like, it just made me feel even worse. I didn't want her to see him like that. I knew she was just trying to get him help.
What was she telling you?
She was just telling me, like, about his grandma and about, like, just his past, like, growing up and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like trying to explain why he is the way he is, or? Well,
she was telling me she didn't understand why he was the way he was. She didn't understand.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to do with him anymore. She just kept sending him off to his stepdad's house, and she ended up telling me, like, they didn't even have, like, a bed or food or supervision or anything. I found this out, like, a week before that. So then I felt even more bad for him. And at the time, he did have my work phone. That's how he called me in the middle of the night. She took away his phone that weekend, too. This was, like, a week before that Saturday. And so I saw him, like, Thursday, and I saw him on Saturday when he got suspended, and then he got sent there. By that point, he already had my work phone. And on Thursday, he had called me in the middle of the night. Well, I say he called me, sorry, excuse me. He messaged me, and then I called him because he messaged me saying how stupid he was.
This is the Thursday before everything happened? Or this is the
This
Thursday?
is a whole week and a couple days before.
Okay.
And I stayed on the phone with him until 8 o'clock in the morning. He called me at 3 a.m., so we were on the phone for like 5 hours. He fell asleep, and I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning, and I was worried about him, because on the phone that night, he just kept throwing stuff. He kept just... I feel like I have a hair in my mouth right now.
Is it out? You want, will water help? I don't know, I don't want to.
That's fine.
Here, drink that. Is that better or worse?
It's fine.
So then after everything happened on Saturday, you talked to him Sunday and Monday, and then how did things continue with you and how was he acting and everything?
I went to the school on Monday to talk to him. Just to have a normal, like at first I just wanted to print the 10th, like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just go back to normal sessions. And just keep it to myself. Okay. And we had a normal session, and like kind of.
Did that happen at the school or? Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, this day, it didn't go well. He just kept saying he had to do something. He kept saying, I gotta do something, I gotta do something. He's like, we ain't gotta talk about nothing. Like, on the way into the room, though, the principal, I don't know what he was. I think his name was like Mr. Burgett or something, I don't know. He said something about me like filling out papers for a new school called Venture 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure at the time if Mom was going to tell him about that. But I assumed since he said it in the hallway, like, okay, maybe he does know about it. But then when we got in the classroom, we started talking about it. That's why it was a bad conversation, like, between us. It was, like, we were both frustrated. And I kept telling him, like, if you don't stop what you're doing, if you don't stop fighting, if you don't stop doing all this stuff, like, your mom's going to take you out of this school. And I know you don't want to leave this school. I know you don't want to leave your friends that you just made. And, like, I was just trying to encourage him to, like, stay and, like, just act right. He kept asking. The only reason the school got brought up, because at first I tried to ignore it, but then he asked me, obviously, like, what's Venture 2? Mm-hmm. Why are you filling out these referrals for Venture 2? And so that escalated, and then I'm just like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do with you anymore. Like, I just started kind of like getting upset. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I feel like you need a new therapist. Like, and then when I that's the second time I've told him, like, maybe you need a new therapist, because things were just not, like, I was getting uncomfortable. But at the same time, I didn't want to give him a new therapist, because I knew that, like, he needed help. I knew that he's had so many. Yeah. I didn't want to give up on him. He's had like 8 therapists. Like, I didn't want to give up on him. Yeah. And so, like, I told him, like, I don't want to leave you, but I also, like, feel like this is not, like, normal now. And he said, why would you even say that? Like, why do you keep saying that I want a new therapist? Or why do you keep saying that? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I just wanted to offer it. Mm-hmm. And I started getting frustrated with him, because he had walked out in the hallway. His little brother and his friends showed up at the door. They were banging on the door and stuff, just, like, being dicks. And so he opened the door and he slammed one of them up against the wall. And then I pulled him back in the classroom. And I was like, are you serious? Like, we just talked about this. We just talked about your behavior. We just talked about, like, everything. Like, your mom's gonna make you switch schools. He's like, she's gonna make me do it anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. She's serious. I know what she's gonna do. And, like, I could just tell he was super frustrated, and I didn't want to leave him. Mm-hmm. But then he just kept saying, I gotta do something. And, like, I learned that it's because when he would say that, he would it's because he wanted to leave the school or because he wanted to go fight somebody. And usually it was because he wanted to leave the school. There was a time where his friends would leave the school at a certain time of day. And so I tried to stop him in the hallway. I tried to say, like, just don't go. Like, don't keep doing this. Like, your mom is just gonna, like, she's gonna make you leave the school. Just, like, don't do this. Just try to be good for a few weeks and just try to let her forget about the new school and try to, like, just make peace with everything. Just try to relax. And he's like, are we done here? Like, can I just go? And I was like, well, I ended up not saying anything at this point. I just walked out of the building. I didn't say bye. I was just frustrated with him. I ended up calling his mom, and I told her that the conversation went bad. I told her that, like, we both got frustrated. And I went to go see him on Wednesday to see if he was okay. I didn't talk to him again until then. And I came into the school and I was like, okay, like, obviously our conversation didn't go very well on Monday. So I just want to, like, try again. And I tried to bring up what happened. And I was like, is that why? Like, this is just getting weird. Like, I just don't know what to do, basically. And I said, your mom is going through your Instagram, is what she's telling me. Like, I didn't want her to see him talking about what happened, like, to his friends, since I knew his friends knew. I didn't want her to, like, see anything. So I was trying to protect myself by telling him that. And also, he was just posting, like, stuff on Instagram, like, of him, like, vaping and stuff, and just, like, stuff that, like, wasn't appropriate. And I knew he was sending, like, videos of him fighting people to his friends and stuff, and I was like, you can't do that. You need to watch what you're doing on the internet. Like, you need to watch what you're posting and watch what you're saying. Like, you need to just delete the things that you're posting. And he started hiding his stories from me, and so I couldn't see what he was posting or anything like that anymore. But I knew. And then
so you were Instagram friends with him just to kind of see, like, what he was up to and stuff like
that's
that?
That's how it started, yeah.
Okay.
But then, like, that ended up being our only way of communication, because he never had a phone. He used everybody else's phones.
Okay, so he'd just log in and talk from whatever phone.
Yeah. But I told him, like, this video, like, I don't know, like, what to do. Like, it's freaking me out that you have this video of me and stuff. And, like, I was like, how are we going to, like, separate this? How are we going to, like, fix this if you want me to continue to be your therapist? Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, we don't need to talk about what we did unless we're doing something. So he kind of just shut me down, like, he wouldn't talk about it.
Did he ever say, like, I will delete the video, or I'm going to?
He did tell me. He told me every time. He said, yeah, I'll delete it.
Do you think he did?
Well, I knew he didn't eventually. Because Friday came around, and we had plans. He wanted me to take pictures of him. Like, he always wanted me to, like, take pictures of him for his Instagram and stuff. And he did vape. He did always have a vape. And I've never even vaped before that, but I did. I was vaping when he was with me, and he always had a vape on him. So I was taking pictures of him, and he wanted me to like take pictures of like the smoke and stuff like that. And I think that it wasn't Friday. I'm sorry, I got my days mixed up. On Friday I was supposed to see him, so that was the plan. He wanted me to like come after school, because that was when he wanted me to take his pictures, was after school. And usually we would like be around like his house, you know, like at random murals or whatever. And so I found out that he had, wait, no, that was that day. I'm sorry, I'm just getting all my weeks mixed up. It kind of just all merged together at this point. On Wednesday, I saw him, and then Friday, I think.
Then Friday when NIAP kind of pulled you off the case?
No, that was after.
Oh.
No, on Friday, okay, I remember what happened on Friday. Mom canceled services on Friday, and she didn't say anything to anyone. She just told me like it wasn't working, and like his behavior's worse and stuff. And I just kept saying, it's not me, like it's not me. I tried to tell her, like it's not me, it's the school, it's like the people he's hanging around, like it's not me.
According to the victim's family, they raised concerns with the National Youth Advocate Program about Payton's behavior and asked for her to be removed from the case. The family later filed a lawsuit alleging NYAP failed to act on those warnings. If true, this means there were red flags before the criminal conduct was discovered, and the agency may have missed an opportunity to protect this child.
I was actually like trying not to get him to do. She didn't even know what he was doing. I never told her anything, because after the car thing happened, after she had said something to him about me saying he wanted to steal a car, and he got upset with me and didn't trust me anymore, I was like, I can't tell her anything anymore. He's not going to even talk to me. He's not even going to tell me what he's doing. Like, I can't even work on these behaviors if I don't even know what's going on, basically. And that's how I viewed it. So when he's like telling me all that stuff, that's why I didn't share that information with her.
Mm-hmm.
But on Friday, after she had that conversation with me, I was about to go into Valor, the school I worked at. But then I was just really upset. Like, every time I talked to her, I ended up crying after what happened between me and him. I just kept crying. Every time I talked to her, I didn't know what to say anymore, because I didn't want to lie to her anymore. Like, I didn't want to lie about it, but I also couldn't tell her.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here in the first place, because she obviously didn't give a shit about what I would have to say. And if I told somebody, then it doesn't matter, because there's a video of me doing something to a kid.
So did you go
I
and
went
pick
and
him
saw
up?
him.
Yeah.
I saw him at the school, yeah.
After you talked to.
Yeah, I went to go bring him his things, because I got all of his stuff from his friends. They had brought it to the school and they gave it to me from that night, because I had bought him an outfit or whatever, so he had his like other clothes with him. I had bought him an outfit prior to the event that night at the trampoline park. And he wanted his things back. He had asked me to get his stuff from his friends. He said, can you have my friends bring you like my stuff to the school and like you give it to me? So I had all his things in my car, and I wanted to tell him, like, look, it's not me, like I'm not abandoning you. I'm like, your mom doesn't want me to be your counselor anymore. And when I got there and I told him that, like, I had a hard time telling him. Like, I was just so upset, like, because I did put so much effort into like trying to help him. My feel like I put all of my energy, like I was just having issues at home, and so I started focusing on work, and that's why I put all my energy into him, and like, because he was my biggest problem child. He was the one that was doing the most. Like, I was always getting some type of call about him. If I didn't see him within a couple of days, he would be suspended. So I started getting scared. Like, I started getting anxious about him because he was just always getting suspended and always getting in trouble for something. And I thought, if I'm with him, he can't get in trouble because I'm not going to let him do the things that he's doing. I'm not going to let him fight people. I'm not going to let him steal things.
You kind of felt like you always had to be around, or shit was going to go crazy with him?
Mm-hmm. And when I went to go see him on that Friday at the school, I wasn't sure if they were even going to let me in. I wasn't sure if she had told them or not. I just knew that I just needed to tell him, like, I'm sorry, like, we can't have any more sessions anymore. Like, I'm not leaving you. I'm not doing this because you did anything wrong to me or anything like that. Like, because I was scared that he was going to think that it was because of what happened. And I was scared that he was going to think that I was just abandoning him. Like all the other therapists, just leave.
Mm-hmm.
And, so when I was with him, he was like, he was pissed. He tried to call his mom. I said, no, don't call her, because, like, she's going to call my work. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose everything just because I came here to tell you this. And I gave him all his stuff. And originally I had written him a letter that I was going to give to him, but I ended up just ripping it up and throwing it away because, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to tell him. So I figured if I just give the school the stuff, and if I can't see him, then he can just read the letter and know, like, that I wasn't abandoning him. And I started to feel like just weird. Like, I didn't understand, like, what was going on, like, the relationship wise, like, as a therapist and a client. Like, obviously there was just so many things wrong. But I kept telling my work, like, I feel too attached to this kid. Like, before anything happened, I kept saying, I feel too attached to him. I can't sleep at night. Like, I'm always worried about him getting in trouble. I'm always worried about, like, what's going to happen to him. I'm always worried that he's going to get sent off somewhere. Like, that he's going to get arrested. Like, something's going to happen to him. And they just made me feel like, oh, well, he's opening up to you. So, like, you're doing something right, you know? Like, that's good. That's good that he's opening up to you. And, like, yeah, sometimes some of these kids are hard. They would just, like, kind of throw it off like it was nothing. Like, sometimes some of these kids can just be really difficult. And, like, I've had kids that kept me up at night, too. So then I just felt like it was normal. Like, okay, maybe some of these kids really are just really hard, and sometimes you just have to do extra things for them, because I never ever did any of those extra things for, like, the other kids I had, because
How many
I didn't
other
feel
kids
like
did you have?
I don't know the amount, but it was at least 12.
Yeah.
And for them, like, I didn't feel like I needed they didn't need, like, that extra support. Like, they just needed their regular counseling sessions. I wasn't getting all these extra phone calls from their parents. Like, there was only a couple, and I started getting worried about one girl, like, because she was struggling, but then she started getting better. So, like, that was, like, one of the only ones that I did end up worrying about a lot, but not, it faded.
So then work made you feel even more confused about the relationship, basically, because they weren't really offering up any help?
I told 3 different supervisors. Every time I had a supervisor, I kept saying, like, they're like, how's it going? I'm like, well, I'm just feeling really attached to this kid every single time before anything happened between me and him. And then I got scared after something did happen. And so I quit talking to them about it. It was only a week. But so I only saw them, like, one time since then. But I did call one of the supervisors, and I had told her, like, she was like, I spent, like, an hour talking to her about it. Like, I really can't sleep at night. Like, I really can't. Like, I see him like 4 times a week. Like, I'm constantly like getting calls. And so then I try to get respite services for him. And I tried to, his mom wouldn't accept it. Like, she had the appointment made for the CANS assessment and then she canceled it. And that was going to be my way of like getting some relief from the situation. I'm sorry, I'm just keep getting sidetracked because there's just a lot of information. But anyways, on that Friday, when I talked to him, he was frustrated. He was like, my mom can't do this. Like, she can't do this. And I just said, yeah, she can. She can do this. This is like, she's the adult. Like, she's the parent. She can tell you if you're not allowed to see somebody or not. I was like, it's fine. Like, it's going to be fine. Like, and then he started feeling fine and started feeling like, oh, well, I'm definitely going to see you again. He just kept saying, I'm going to see you again. I'm going to talk to my mom. I'm going to work it out. Like, it's going to be fine. If I talk to her, she'll just fix this. Like, she'll call you. Like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, she sounded serious. Like, she did not sound like she was going to change her mind about anything. And he's like, yeah, she will. She always does. She's just being irrational. Like, that's just, we were in there for like 30 minutes talking about it. And then I had brought him this behavior watch. I had bought it for him, and it was like a watch that like would vibrate to remind him like to not do impulsive behavior. And so we had set it up, and he put it on and stuff, and like I set up all these alarms on it and stuff, and I'm like, I know that like I can't see you anymore, but you can still have the watch. You can still like just try to use it and just tell your mom. Like, I gave him the instructions on how to use it so she could set up the app and stuff if she wanted to. And I was like, just every time it vibrates, like, you just need to be reminded, like, it's not worth it. And he was like, well, can you just take more pictures of me and stuff, and like in the school? And I was like, you want to take like pictures in right here? And he did. And so I just took random pictures of him, but I noticed like he was acting like he was holding a gun and stuff. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what is he doing? Like, he had a stapler or something. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you acting like that? And then he was like, can you take me somewhere? Can you take me somewhere? Like, I want to like leave, and I want to go to the store. I want to get snacks or whatever. And I'm like, how are you going to leave this school, like, with me? You want me to get in trouble like that? And he's like, you're not going to get in trouble. They don't ever, like, know I'm gone when I leave. Like, I leave every single day. They don't ever know I'm gone. And I was like, I don't even know why I left with him. I don't know why I listened. I don't know why I just agreed, like, okay, I'll take you, but then I'm going to drop you back off, and, like, that's it. Like, I know that, like, we're both upset about this whole situation. And I just told him, like, I would take him. It's fine. Like, you're not leaving with your friends. That's what's important. Like, you're not. He was already going to do that. That was his original plan that he told me. He said he was going to leave with his friends that day, right after I left. And he was like, well, can't you just take me, actually, because I think they're already leaving. And so I did. And then this is what he always did when he got in the car. He would just put in, like, the address that he wanted to go to. He would just take the phone. He would always take my work phone, and he would just put in, like, and tell me where to go. And he took me to this place called KC Sports over by Eastland. And he wanted these shoes, these, like, purple and black shoes. And he was like, well, they're at Dick's, because he had looked it up online and he saw that they were there. And so he said we can go to Dick's and at Easton, that's where it says they are. And I was like, that's really far away. Like, are you sure you're not going to get in trouble and stuff, like, for leaving the school building? Like,
What time of day was that?
this was like, it was morning. I know that because she called me first thing in the morning.
Okay. So school
When
like
I
just
was-
started?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had talked to her for like an hour at least
Okay.
during that phone call, so it was after that.
Okay. So we went to go to Dick's at Easton. Or, yeah. And then what?
We went inside the store. And I didn't talk the whole car ride. I started to get worried. And I felt a little uncomfortable at the time. Because it was really far away from the school and I just wasn't talking at all. And then when we got there, he's like, what's wrong? Like, why are you acting weird? I was like, nothing. I'm just in my head, like, about all of this stuff. And we ended up going into Dick's and he was like, can you get a pair of shoes too? Like, you get the Air Forces and stuff, like, because I kept telling him, like, well, I'm probably just going to get Air Forces, because he kept wanting to match shoes with me.
Mm-hmm.
He kept saying, like, let's get the same pair of shoes, and let's get the same outfits, and, like, he just kept saying that, and I just brushed it off. But then, obviously, when things, like, happened, it was, like, obvious what his intentions had been. I don't know why I didn't recognize that. I thought he was just seeing me as like a support person. You know, I had one too. I had a support person when I was younger. And like, he was like my person that I went to for everything. Like, if my parents said no, I would go to them. Like, and so I started feeling I was that for him, because my support person, he provided me with money. He would buy me anything I wanted all the time. He always took care of me. And so I was like, it's the same situation. Like, I'm just taking care of him, just like Andy took care of me.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were in the store, when we were looking at the shoes and stuff, he's like, so, can we fuck? And I just said, like, what do you... I was just kind of just like confused and just, I didn't even know what to think. I didn't talk in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really respond to him when he was asking these things. And he had wanted to do it in like the fitting room.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him no. And we had then went and got the shoes and went back out to the car. And he's like, so are we gonna fuck or what? And I'm like, I don't understand, like, why you want it to be this way. Like, why do you want that? I told him no, but then he told me, like, he still had the video. And he said, well, I haven't deleted the video yet. And he couldn't delete the video. He didn't even have his phone. And I told him no. Like, you're gonna use the video against me. You have this video, like, so what? Like, you told me you were gonna delete it. Like, you told me you were gonna delete it. You told me you were gonna get rid of all of that stuff. Well, the video. But
And you guys are out in the car at this point, out at the parking lot at Dick's at Easton.
He told me to go behind the building. He said he would delete it after. He said he would delete it if we just did what he wanted. Like, I don't even want to say like the words because it's just, if we could fuck, he would delete the video. That's just what he told me.
Did you do it then in your car behind Dick's?
I told him that I didn't want him to go near me without protection. Like, I wasn't going to do anything without that. And he promised he would delete the video after. He promised as soon as he got his phone, he would delete the video.
Did he have a condom or did you have one?
I went to the store.
Okay.
And originally I told him I didn't want to go in. But he said he couldn't. He said he tried to before and they wouldn't let him buy one.
Was it a store at Easton?
It was a gas station. So I went in. And then I came back out to the car. And I didn't know where to go. I said, I don't know where you want me to go. Like, and he said, just like go behind a store or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove for a while and we didn't talk, like, at all. I just said I don't know where to go. Like, I didn't know where to go. And then I had turned onto a road. I'm not super familiar with like the Easton area like that, so I don't know like any of the names of roads. I just knew it was over like close to Target or Lowe's or something like that.
Okay.
And he said, like, just drive behind the building and see if like it's private back there. And so I did. And then I tried to stop and he said, no, not right here. Pull forward more. And so I pulled forward more, like down to the other end. And he said, this is good. And then he got the stuff out of my car. And he was trying to kiss me and stuff.
What do you mean by the stuff? The condom?
Huh?
Wait, you said you got the stuff out of your car?
Oh, sorry. There was like a box in the back of my car and like a mirror.
Oh, okay.
Something. He wanted to do it back there in the back.
Like not the back seat or like the back?
The trunk.
The trunk, okay.
And it was like, there's a bunch of stuff. And he's like, oh, well, you can just move it to move it. And, like when I was sitting in the front seat and I was like, I can't, like, do we have to do this? Like, do we have to? And he's like, well, no, but I have the video. And like, obviously I knew what that meant. Like, I wasn't going to keep asking questions. I just knew that he had that over my head. And I knew he didn't have a phone again, but so I was like, he can't record me again. He don't have a phone. And we were in the back. And he's like, don't look. And I was like, okay, like, are you not going to put it on or something? Like, are you trying not to? And he's like, I can't control myself, just don't look. And because I don't know actually why he said that. I didn't really understand what that meant. I was like, what do you mean? You can't control yourself? And he just had me. And he told me to turn around. and it was very uncomfortable. I just closed my eyes the whole time. And I just pretended it wasn't actually happening, and then I would just pretend like it was Nick. And it was fine. Like, it's fine, it's just Nick. He's the only person that's touched me since I was like 19.
So you guys were both in the back of like that, you said you drove the Sorrento? How? And, okay.
And then he stopped and he got on the phone, the work phone that he had in his pocket, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing now? Like, you're just trying to take another video. But it ended up, he was on a call with his girlfriend.
During?
Yes. But then he started freaking out and he was like, oh shit, like, apparently he didn't know that he had accidentally called her. It was like an Instagram call, and I was just like, did he just do this on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was he trying to record me again? Like, was he trying to do the same thing that he did before, but on my work phone? I figured that maybe that's why he was on Instagram. Like, can you record on Instagram like that? And I guess the call was like 6 minutes long.
Was it a video call or just like voice?
No, it was like voice, and she apparently was just saying hello. Like, she said she couldn't hear him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was texting her, and he's like, oh, I just meant to send you a video. I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you a video. And then she was just like, when are you coming back to school? When are you coming back? Like, where are you at? And so I just got back in the front seat.
So he wore the condom the entire time, as far as you know? Yeah. Do you?
I don't think so.
No.
How? The call interrupted it, and then
I don't even know why he got the phone out in the first place. But I got out of the car and I checked on him because he had like gotten out of the car and he was like over by the trees or something trying to talk to her on the phone, and I was just like, what are you doing? Like, what just happened? I was just so lost.
yeah.
And I was just thankful that it was over. At the same time, like, okay, it's just done, it's over. Like, I can just take him back to school now. And, like, I don't ever have to see him again. But then I just knew he still had the video. And then I just started thinking maybe he just cares about me, like, that much. That he just wants my body. Maybe he just, I don't know. I was just trying to, like, justify every reason why he wanted that from me.
Mm-hmm.
Why he wanted to sleep with me. And I was trying to just make it like he's not a bad person, he just cares about me.
Yeah, because you're still trying to believe the best in him.
And then, I took him back to school after that. Again, we didn't talk.
So he didn't say, I will delete the video after what happened?
I didn't even think about it at that point. I was just so like, I can't believe this just happened.
Yeah.
Like, he just invaded my space.
That video that he took, the first one, what phone was that recorded on? Was that his phone? It was his personal phone? Okay.
The red iPhone that he would always have?
He didn't always have it.
Or the one that was technically his?
Yeah.
So you dropped him back off at school. You guys didn't discuss the deletion of the video, and how did it end? Like,
We didn't even talk on the way home. He just was on his phone the whole time. He was on his, like, looking at Instagram reels, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, what the fuck just happened? And then I dropped him back off at school, and I got his things for him out of the car, and I put everything back the way it was. And then I was just like, well, I guess that's it. And he's like, why do you think that's the last time I'm gonna see you? And I'm like, I can't see you again. Like, I literally cannot see you again. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, this isn't the last time I'm gonna see you. Obviously, like, I'm gonna have to just sneak around. And I was just like, okay. Like, clearly he cares about me a lot if he's gonna sneak around. Clearly he just needs me. And I just, once again, just tried to pretend it didn't happen. Tried to just go home and, like, just avoid it. And so we did talk again, like, over Instagram at some point. I think it was like 2 days later. He had wanted to, he said that he was going to see me either Wednesday or Friday. Mm-hmm.
So did he initiate the conversation, or you did?
I did.
Okay.
I asked him if he was okay. Mm-hmm. I can't remember, like, what the whole conversation was about.
I mean, because you're probably obviously still worried about the video and everything else.
Yes, that's the whole reason why I kept initiating the conversations. I wanted him to delete the videos. Mm-hmm. And, or I would say, like, why are you posting this on the internet? Like, I would tell him, like, delete that before your mom sees it. Mm-hmm. A lot of the conversation was just me telling him to delete stuff. Like, quit. I was just worried about, like, why is he, I would never post that shit on the internet. The stuff he posted was just crazy. Like, I was just like, why is he posting all this crazy stuff? I didn't understand it at all.
So you said that you guys had planned to meet up either Wednesday or Friday?
Yeah, I was like, if I meet up with him again, he might have his phone. And then I can watch him delete the video. Mm-hmm. So he had messaged me on Tuesday morning, and he said, when are we meeting again? And then he unsent the message after I replied, and I had said, like, at this point I didn't have the same Instagram. I didn't want my name popping up on his phone, like, asking him to delete the video over and over again. Like, I ended up creating a different Instagram to ask for that. Mm-hmm. And talk to him. And at this point I was just like, I know he cares about me, and, like, so I'm just gonna, like, act like I'm his girlfriend or something and just play nice, like, try to just be as nice as possible. I don't want to start any fights. I don't want him to hold it over my head, because I knew if I wasn't with him, he could do whatever he wanted, like, with the video. Like, I knew if I never saw him again, he was always going to have that on his phone.
Yeah.
And I said, you tell me what day you can. And he told me Wednesday at 9:30. And I didn't hear from him that morning. And I was like, okay, that's weird, because he goes to school early. Like, what happened? Mm-hmm. And then I found out the school was closed anyways. And so I went to my school, and I was just going to work. I was at Whitehall Prep and Fitness, and I was about to walk in, but then he messaged me. And he said, he said that he was at home. He said that his mom wasn't home and that he wanted me to come pick him up. And so I did. I went and picked him up, and I had waited outside of his house for like 15 minutes, and I was like, I'm here. He said he didn't see me though, because I was like on the side. I didn't want like anybody to like see me that I was over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out to my car, and he had 2 pairs of shoes because he wanted to take pictures, and he wanted to get another pair of shoes.
Was he wanting you to buy him this
Yes,
shoes?
he always asked me to buy him stuff.
Okay.
Every time that we were in a store, he would ask me to buy him something, and I always did because I just felt bad for him. Like, he always wore the same clothes all the time, so I thought he doesn't have that many clothes, obviously, so what harm is it to just buy him some clothes?
Okay.
And but he just really liked shoes, so he would ask for shoes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would want the outfits to match the shoes. Like, I don't.
Yeah. So he brought the 2 pairs of shoes and he got in the car?
And then he took my phone again, the work phone. And he was like, he put in an address to this one store. It was like off James Road or something. I don't even know where I was at. We went in there. They didn't have his size. So then he wanted to go down to this other store and get a do-rag. He always wore a hat all the time. He doesn't take it off. And so we got him like a fresh one. And then we got back in the car, and I sat there for like 10 minutes just trying to like tell him like, I just wanted him to delete the video. I just want him, like, I do care about him, but I don't want that on his phone. I don't want my body like on his phone. I don't like that there's a video of me.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And I said, like, you don't understand, like, I'll lose everything. I will lose everything if you do something with that video. You just don't understand. And he's like, it's not that serious. Like, you need to just relax. And, like, it's not that fucking serious. He just kept telling me that. And he's like, I was just like, why are you just being so weird? Like, I just kept telling him, you're being so weird, you're being so weird, which I had messaged him too, and I kept saying he was being weird. Over Instagram, I just kept saying, you're being weird as fuck. Like, I was just getting worried that he was, like, showing people.
Because he was, like, treating you differently than he used to, or that's fine? Okay.
Because after the first thing happened, that's when he just started being, like, super weird with me. Just, like, kind of just treating me like I was his bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it felt. But I just kept asking him, why are you acting weird? Just, like, he didn't understand. He just said, how am I being weird? How am I being weird? I'm just like, I don't know, it's just like, you're just being weird.
Yeah.
I just kept saying, like, I didn't really, like, want to talk about, like, the thing that had happened at that point. So I didn't try to bring it up as much. I just wanted him to delete the video. And I told him, like, ever since that had happened, he was acting weird. And it was making me paranoid. I was extremely paranoid. I was scared, like, what is he gonna do with this video?
Yeah.
Why did he even take a video of me in the first place? I was just questioning everything. And I was just scared. I didn't want to lose my family. I didn't want to lose my job. But I knew you can't ask for help when that thing happens. You can't ask for help.
Who are you gonna ask?
Nobody's gonna, they're just gonna say, oh, you did that with a kid? Like, they're gonna just put me here where I am right now.
So when you were asking him to delete it that day that you guys
He
went
said
to
it's not that serious.
So he never said, I won't delete it or I will? He was just
No,
kept
he said he would.
Okay.
He said the same thing. This is the same conversation. Like
But he still didn't have the phone with him?
That day he did have
Okay.
the phone, so I knew that, like, okay, I can just get him to delete this video today and it could be over with.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, can we go to, what store did we go to that day? Oh, we went back to KC Sports.
Mm-hmm.
The same store that we had went in before, because he said, well, since they don't have, like, my size, because everywhere we went, they didn't have the size in those purple shoes that he wanted. So he was like, I just want to get clothes that, like, match my shoes so we can take pictures. And, I had said, like, well, if you delete the video, we can. But he just said, I'll delete it, don't worry about it. And he just put in the address and we went over there. And, we went into the store. But on our way there, this is when he had asked me if we could fuck again. He said, but he didn't say his outright. He said, do you still have the wraps? And I didn't know what that even meant. I've never heard him be called that before. So I was like, what are you talking about? No. And he was like, I was like, that you smoke? Like, I thought he was talking about, like, like weed or something. And so I was really confused because I'm like, I've never even smoked weed. Like, we've never even talked about doing that. So that's what I thought he was talking about at first. And I was like, what? No, I don't have those. And he's like, do you want to fuck? And I was like, oh, that's what you're talking about. Like, you're talking about, like, the condoms. And I told him I didn't know what that meant. And I didn't answer his question. We went to the store after that, and I was just walking around. I was kind of keeping my distance, just, like, looking at all the kids' stuff for my son, and just letting him, like, look around at whatever. And he kept asking, like, can I get these, like, pants? And I just started kind of getting frustrated because I didn't want to keep doing this anymore. Like, I didn't want to keep spending money on him anymore. And I started to feel like he was manipulating me at this point. Like, I started to just, it took me a long time to see it. I don't really know why, because when I look at it now, there's so many red flags. But now, when I was in the store, I was like, he's just manipulating the fuck out of me, I feel like, right now. Like, I feel like he's just using me to buy him stuff. And during this, in the store, he started, like, saying, like, well, I can get this and we can take pictures and, like, all this shit. And I was just like, okay, like, and then I just kept telling him, I don't like those pants, I don't like this. He wouldn't buy it if I didn't like it. Or he wouldn't, ask for it if I said I didn't like it. So I just started saying, like, I don't like it to everything that he picked out. And he picked out this shirt. And, he had picked out this shirt, and I was like, okay, that's fine, like, it matches your shoes, whatever, like, because he already had a black pair of pants, so I was like, I'll just tell him to use those, and we can take a pictures a different day, and I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna ask him to delete the video. I already did everything he wanted me to do at this point. Like, I did everything he wanted me to do. And I knew he had his phone this day, so I was like, I'm gonna make him delete the video right in front of my face. And then while we were in the store, he's like, well, I told him, like, okay, and then we're gonna go home. Like, I'm gonna drop you off at home because I have to go to work. And he's like, well, aren't we gonna, like, find a spot? And I was just like, oh, I gotta go to work, like, and you told me you were gonna delete the video, like, and we kept it quiet because there was, like, it was a quiet store and there was, like, a guy in there, so, like, there wasn't much of conversation after that until we got out into the car. And then I pulled in to the bank because he had asked, can you just take a picture of me in front of the brick wall?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was about to change his shoes, and then, actually no, he did change his shoes. That's how his shoes got in the parking lot in the first place. He left them like on the driveway part, and he was like, wait, I can't even take pictures. My pants don't match the outfit. He's like, can I please just go buy those pants? And I was just like, no, I didn't like them. Like, they didn't have your size and the ones that you liked and stuff. So we'll just do it a different day. You have black pants already. I feel like I'm going to vomit. I don't like talking about this.
You want more water or something?
I don't know. I feel like it just makes me feel more sick.
Just let me know if you want something, I can grab it.
And I said, let's just take you home now because your mom, he's like, no, my mom's not going to be home till 1. Like, we still have time. We still have time. Like, she at first he had told me 12, and then he changed it to 1 o'clock. And I was just like, well, she might come home early or something like that. Like, you don't know. He's like, no, she said 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, like, what do you want to do then? If you don't want to take pictures, like, what? Are you trying to go to another store? Like, what's the plan? And he said, I want you to find a spot, and then we can delete the video. And I'll show you how I delete the video. And then I had went over to like Eastland. He said to go across the street to Eastland because it was all gated and stuff.
Yeah, where the mall used to be, or technically still is. Okay.
Yeah. And at first I was like, no, like it's open and stuff. Like I tried to go behind like the building, and he said no, like he didn't like that spot, and he said just go to Eastland. And I was like, okay. And so I went. I don't even know like really where I was parked at. I just know that there was trees and that there was a building and you could see the freeway. And I remember that because he said you need to back up because those cars, they can see. And he had gotten out of the car to go pee.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got back in the car and he had asked me to back up. And so I did. And I said, what do you want me to do? And he had told me to like come to that side of the car where he was at. And then I was standing there and I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? And he put his hand around my throat again. And he started kissing me and touching me. And then
Did he wear a condom that time?
No. I didn't want to have to go get them again, and
Yeah. Do you
I
think
just
that he
wanted it to be over.
knew that you weren't into it, or you think he didn't care, or were you just pretending that you were so that he would delete the video, or what do you think his thoughts were?
I was he had to have known I didn't want to do it.
He just didn't care.
I don't think he cared at all. But at the same time, I was just being nice, and I was just complying with him.
How long did that time last? And right after that, what happened?
And then I started feeling nauseous. and really hot. I started to feel like I was going to have a panic attack. And so I started pacing behind the car. He was already in the car at this point. And I was just pacing for a couple minutes, and then I started puking. And I was behind the car, so he didn't know. And then I was just trying to breathe, and like, I was just trying to relax myself and just like say it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. Like, I was just having a panic attack, I felt like. And I paced for a couple more minutes just until I stopped like gagging, so he wouldn't see me gagging. And then I got back in the car and he said, what were you doing? And I said, I just felt a little anxious, that's all. And he didn't say anything else. And I said, okay, can you delete the video now? And he showed me his phone, and he's like, well, I already deleted it. And I was like, what do you mean you already deleted it? He said, I didn't even mean to delete it. And he showed me like his like recently deleted, and everything was gone. And I was like, well, you need to show me your actual pictures. You need to show me everything, your hidden photos. I want to see everything. He said, I'm not showing you that. You can't see what's on there. And I just assumed he had pictures of like other girls, or, you know, pictures of himself or something like that. So I was like, I don't really want to see what's on his hidden photos, honestly. I just trusted him. He said, because I kept asking, and he was like, what, you don't trust me? You think that I still have the video? And I said, no, it's fine. Like, you showed me.
So you felt pretty comfortable at that point that it was gone?
Yeah, by his reaction. I assumed, since he said it the way he said it, like, you don't trust me. And then I'm like, well, I guess I have to trust you. Like, you showed me your recently deleted, and everything was gone. He made it seem like he had already deleted the video, but then I was just like, why did you make me do all that if you already deleted the video? He's like, well, I didn't mean to delete it. And I just felt sick, but I was like, okay, the video's gone. Like, I don't ever have to like go through this again. I don't ever have to comply with him again. He doesn't have control over me anymore.
Do you think that he felt bad at all obviously, do you think he knew that he was forcing you into this? Or do you think he didn't even comprehend it? Or what do you think is going through his head?
I think that he just thought he was getting what he wanted from me.
He didn't care how you felt?
I don't think he really cared at all.
Yeah.
I don't even know what was going through his head anymore. I didn't understand it, especially with like the way he was acting at school and stuff. I was just like, something's wrong with this kid.
How were you feeling towards him at that point?
A little angry. I was starting to get pissed because that's when I started feeling he was manipulating me. And so I just wanted to take him home.
Yeah.
And just be done. And on the way back to his house, like 2 minutes before we got there, his mom started calling, and he didn't answer. And I was like, okay, like, what are you gonna tell her? Where were you? And he's like, I'm just gonna tell her I was at the gym and that I'm walking back. So I parked down the street, and he walked back, and she started calling me. And I started kind of freaking out because I'm like, why would she even call me? Like, how would she even know that I'm with him at all? I think maybe she just made an assumption, or maybe his brother said something, because I don't think that he understood the extent of me being with him when I wasn't supposed to be with him. I don't think he understood like what that would do.
Yeah.
And Because when I had picked him up, I did ask him, like, who's at your house? Like, where did you tell him you were going? He said my uncle was sleeping. And he said I told my brothers. But I didn't ask him, like, what he told him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I dropped him off, and I thought, this is just going to be over. Like, I'm not going to tell anybody I was with him. I'm not.
So at that point, were you kind of thinking you'd never see him again? Was that the plan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it. He said that he was gonna, like, talk to me more, or, like, message me and stuff, since he kept saying, like, I'm probably gonna get in trouble and stuff. And I'm just like, why would you get in trouble? I thought, like, you told your brothers where you're going. You said, I don't even know, honestly. Like, he just told me that he was gonna say he was at the gym, so I just assumed, like, well, if his mom's not gonna be back, and his uncle usually, like, vouches for him, his uncle usually, like, keeps stuff hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he told his uncle a lot of stuff, like, about his, like, what he was doing and stuff like that. And so I knew that, or I figured maybe his uncle would just not want to get in trouble or something for losing a kid, for a couple hours. It was only, like, it wasn't even 2 hours, it was less. I had brought him back a little, like, right before 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he had gotten in my car a little after 10.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, you know, that was it.
So that was when you called the patrol officers out there because she thought he was missing.
Yeah.
And then someone obviously told, or she inferred that you were with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had told her I was in a meeting. And I wasn't. I just didn't want to talk to her. I didn't even know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew she was about to be really upset. Because at that point, obviously, if she's calling me,
yeah,
she's either worried about him or she's mad at me. Because why else would she call me? And I kept asking him too, like, did your mom even tell you that, like, we weren't having counseling services anymore? He said no, she hasn't even talked to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like, she's not even gonna tell him anything. And she had sent him away that weekend. He said that he was at his cousin's all weekend and they didn't talk. And yeah, I mean, my work obviously, like, talked to me. I was freaking out. I was paranoid because I didn't want to lose everything. I was so scared. I was like, I'm gonna lose everything if, like, they know that I was with him. If his mom calls and tells them that I gave him that phone, because I told her, like, obviously she knew I'd give him the phone. Mm-hmm. She found out about it. And I just said, yeah, like, I didn't want him to be alone. Like, I told her why I gave him the phone. And she wasn't even mad. Like, she didn't even say anything about it. She told me that she was glad that I gave him the phone because he had someone to support him. Mm-hmm. She did not tell me anything until the day that we canceled services that she was upset about me buying him clothes. Like, she would say that she appreciated it. She never once said anything negative to me other than that one day at like the trampoline park. She had said she didn't trust me anymore. But that was it. Like, she didn't tell me anything until the day that she canceled services. And then I was just confused as hell because I was like, didn't even tell me any of this. I would have not continued to do all of this if I would have known that you didn't want me to buy him clothes. If I would have known that, like, you were that upset about me giving him the phone and stuff, like, I would have never done any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying that I was rewarding his behavior, and, like, maybe I was. Not on purpose. That's not how I viewed it, though. I just thought, like, if I give him these opportunities to express himself, if I give him these opportunities to, like, do what he wants to do, or, like, give him something positive to do outside of the home, that he would use his energy towards that rather than using his energy towards negative behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew his mom wasn't going to give him anything positive, or, like, he just kept saying, every time I get a reward, it gets taken away, so why would I even care about a reward? And so I just didn't even want to ask her to do that anymore. Like, he said he would always rap and stuff to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was how I, like, was like, I learned a lot about him through his raps. And it was like a couple weeks prior to everything, like 2 to 3 weeks prior is when he started rapping about everything. So then I was like, he's really opening up to me now. Like, he's really just opening up, and, like, obviously he has motivation. Like, he's being motivated to change and stuff. Like, what I'm doing is obviously working, right?
Yeah.
Clearly I was delusional as fuck, because the way he viewed me was not the way that I thought he viewed me.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't give me those vibes, I guess, until it got physical. There were some things, some comments made that were random about, like, obviously I had mentioned, like, the shoes, like, matching shoes and stuff, and, like, he wanted to take pictures with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to take pictures at this one place at Portal Park, and I had taken him there, but I had no intentions of, like, getting in the photos with him or anything, but that's what he wanted. But then the phone died, so we didn't take any pictures.
Mm-hmm. Portal Park, that's up by campus, right?
No, I don't even know where, Clintonville or something.
Yeah. That's out north of campus, like Canada.
Yeah. It's just like this tunnel. It has a bunch of graffiti on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had showed him that because he liked to take pictures. So I showed him that, like, a week prior. I was like, this place would be pretty cool to take pictures at, but I didn't know where it was at or anything. I didn't realize how hidden it was. I thought it was just open. Like, I didn't realize that it was, like, trespassing or something. I don't even know if it was trespassing, but everybody goes down there.
Yeah.
And we found it, and he had, like, been asking to take pictures, and then the phone died. I had been taking pictures of him, though.
Mm-hmm.
I had been taking, like, pictures of him just there. And this was like...
And were these all on your work phone or on his phone? Or a mixture of both?
I think it was on my work phone. I don't think he had his phone at the time that I can remember. I can't really remember, honestly. I don't think he had his phone, though, that day. Because this was like a week before everything happened.
Okay.
Did he record anything other than the first time? Was it just the first time, or do you know if he recorded anything else?
I don't think so. Why?
So the first time was up at Polaris,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was just oral sex. And then the second 2 times at Easton and then at Eastland were sex. And the second 2 times was mainly because you were trying, you felt... I'm sorry. Peyton, I know this is hard. I just want to make sure I have a good understanding about everything.
some water?
I appreciate you talking to us, Payton, because now I feel like I have a better understanding of everything that happened, and why things happened the way they did. And I think that's important for us to understand. I think there's a lot of, this situation got way out of control.
And obviously the story that I was telling, is completely different than the one you're telling, and that's the only one that we have had up until now. So hearing your side of things really does help us.
Things match up in a certain degree with what we heard and what we found as far as the events that happened and the time frames and everything. But getting able to hear from your perspective as to why things happened, it helps us to understand better why it happened. I want to ask you a question about today, real quick, before we'll try to wrap this up, because it's really late. We've put you through a lot today. About today, when you went over there and you had the gun, and I know that you were feeling suicidal. We had the SWAT officers were out there. They were talking to you, trying to get you to come down, because obviously they didn't want you to hurt yourself. And you fired the gun off. Why did you fire the gun off?
I didn't know if the safety was on or not.
So you were just checking to see if the safety was on, to see if it would go off or not? Had you ever shot a gun before?
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of...
Not that one.
Not that one, but you've shot guns before, so you have a kind of a basic understanding then of how to load a gun. Get one in the chamber and ready to go. So you fired it off. Were you aiming at anything in particular?
No, the sky.
Just the sky, okay.
Why were you testing it?
Because I wanted to put it to my head, but I was scared.
Okay.
All right. Let me go talk to... I'm going to go out. We'll wrap things up now, okay? Do you have any questions for us, Payton?
I just don't understand.
The main issue now is, you remember the condition of your bond, right? Was that you weren't allowed to have any contact with... And that's kind of why we're here right now, obviously.
So
I know
nobody cares.
that wasn't your intention.
That's not true, Payton.
A lot of people care.
He just wanted to brag about me. He just wanted bragging rights. He just wanted to show all of his friends.
So, you had a very difficult job to do with him. You're a social worker. You're a brand new social worker. You just got out of college. You're going there and you're dealing with a very hard case. A very hard case. On one aspect, he's a 13-year-old boy, right? On the other aspect, he's also grown up in a very harsh environment, a very hard environment. He's been on the streets. He's been through a very difficult... He didn't grow up out in the country. He grew up in the inner city, and it's very difficult. So he has grown up a lot, and he's matured in a lot of ways. With the way that he is, the way that he can control people, the way that he can control situations, because he's had to do that to survive. And he's very highly influenced by his friends, and that whole dynamic, it's how other people view them is very important. And so, yeah, I think that, he's got a lot of confusion going on, but obviously you're in a very difficult situation because you are dealing with a very mature person for his age, given where he grew up, but then also, he's also a 13-year-old boy who still acts like a 13-year-old boy at times, and he's not emotionally mature enough to deal with a healthy relationship. And he obviously took advantage of you. And I don't know that I don't understand exactly everything that's going through his head. But
the detective is trying to give Payton an out here, suggesting the boy was mature beyond his years, that he manipulated her. But legally and ethically, none of that matters. Payton was 24. She had a college degree. She was a licensed professional trained specifically to work with troubled youth. The boy was 13, a child from a difficult background who needed guidance. There is no scenario where this power imbalance results in anything other than exploitation by the adult.
We don't think that you're a horrible person, Payton, okay? We don't think that you're a monster. We don't think that you're... This situation got really out of control, and then that video was being held over your head, and unfortunately he used that to control you and manipulate you and get what he wanted.
Now he just wants to play victim, as if he's dealt with some type of trauma from me.
I don't ever get the feeling from him that he felt like he was being traumatized by you, but
because it seems like everyone wants to just pretend he's some victim.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, with the way the law is written and everything, they look at his age, and that's all. They don't look at anything but his age, and being the age difference between the two of you, your position, and everything, and it's kind of black and white there.
Because children can't manipulate adults. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. But to this,
I mean, you see these fucking kids running the streets, stealing cars. And you think that he's not capable of that? How many of those kids that are 14 years old stealing all those cars have done that to somebody and nobody knows? They're out running guns.
I mean, we're definitely not saying that we don't think he's capable of it.
But it sounds like you guys just only care about his side of the story.
No, that's not true. That's why we wanted to talk to you, and I think I have a much better, more clear understanding now of everything that happened. And in the end, with these with these things, it's not up to us. These type of things go before a grand jury. They make the decisions. All we do is collect the information, and then we write it up and we send it over. So now I can better describe your perspective on what happened. I can better describe to the prosecutor, the grand jury, what happened and why it happened. We have a better, more clear understanding now. And then they make the decision in the end.
Yeah, before all we had was, said this happened, said that happened. But now it's a two-sided story, which obviously every story is.
So, we're going to step out for a second, Payton. Do you want a drink or anything before we leave the room? Okay.
So is nobody gonna give a shit about what happened to me? Nobody's gonna care about me. No one's gonna care about my trauma.
No, all of this information is going straight to the
You guys are gonna put me in a cage again.
Payton, our hands are really tied here. Okay? We don't have any choice in the matter.
I mean, you have to understand that going over to house with a gun,
to kill myself, I would never hurt anyone else.
But that's not how she felt, I mean, you had SWAT officers out there for hours. It's just, I don't want
to go through this anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. Now everyone just wants my fucking story. You know how many times I've told that story? I wrote down 30 pages about it.
When you were in
about
jail?
all the details I could remember. It was in Hickory. I wrote down everything. About everything that I could remember. When I was at the school, his friends were like in my office trying to push me up against the wall, trying to kiss me. And now I have to be in fucking jail for what they did to me.
there's a process this is going to go through, and it's going to, I'm not going to lie to you, this is going to suck for a while, okay? But this is not the end of the world, and this is not the end.
It's easy for you to say because you don't have to think about a little kid touching your body.
That's true. I was not in your position, and I don't know.
Would you be okay if a little kid touched your body?
No, I'm not
Would you be
saying I
okay if
would.
they pulled your pants down and told you what to
No.
do?
And I do feel horrible about everything that happened to you. I don't, like, if you think we don't care, that is 100% not true. But like he said, like, legally, we can't just be like, all right, I mean, you've been through, like, a shit ton of horrible things.
They told me that I could go to the hospital. They told me I could get help.
I don't know why they told you that. We want you to get help, and we want you to be safe.
So
we don't want you
locking me up like a dog when I have PTSD from this fucking kid is helping me? I can't sleep at night because all I picture is what he did and what he said to me every fucking night. And now I have to be locked up like a fucking dog, like I'm an animal and treated like shit. Why would anyone want to live like that? Why would anyone want to live after that happened? And then people want to wonder why I want to kill myself.
I mean, you just have to think it's not going to be forever. And you have so much to live for. Obviously, I don't need to tell you, you have your son. And yeah, it's going to suck, but you need to just get through it. If not for yourself, for him, right? And for your
I don't
parents.
want to live with this anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. You guys just made me relive everything all over again. I've already been reliving it every fucking day. You guys don't even know the whole picture. You don't know who I am or why I react the way that I do to people.
All right. Payton, it's been a long night. I'm gonna step on out, okay? We're gonna wrap some things up. You grab that. You grab the door.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Throughout this interrogation, Payton positioned herself as a victim, claiming she was manipulated by the child in her care. She blamed his behavior. She blamed outside influences. She blamed the system. But the facts remain. Payton was a 24-year-old licensed professional in a position of authority. He was 13, a child assigned to her for help. There's something deeply disturbing about watching someone trained to protect the vulnerable violate that trust. Social workers hold a sacred responsibility. They enter people's lives at their most fragile moments, when families are broken, when children are lost, when hope is running out. They're given access, authority, and the benefit of the doubt. And when that trust is violated, it doesn't just harm one child. It affects every family that comes after. Every parent who wonders if they can trust the person sent to help. Every child who learns that the adults meant to protect them might fail them. Payton spent 2 hours in this room rewriting history, portraying a 13-year-old boy as someone in control of the situation. She couldn't see, or wouldn't admit, what everyone else could see clearly. She was the adult. She was the professional. She held all the power, and she misused it. In June 2024, Payton Shires pleaded guilty to multiple criminal charges. She received a prison sentence, and her professional license was permanently revoked. The family released a statement saying trust was violated and lasting harm was done. Payton will serve her sentence. The impact on those affected will last much longer.